Okay, so I've been having some computer trouble, so I'm sorry this is going to be late. It's just the way it is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Some Monday night, Tuesday morning. I'm a little loopy. I've been up almost 24 hours now. Getting close. This is the second time I've had to record, so hopefully my computer will stop being dumb and it will actually let me do this. I can only hope. So this week we're doing asexual stereotypes, and some of the other people chose, some things that asexuals hear a lot, like you would know if you just had sex, or, things like that. Some things you get in comments a lot. I do a lot of research for asexuality. I did a 45-page paper over the summer, and so I kind of look at asexuality through literature a lot more. And so I thought it would be neat, instead of doing that, to talk about some of my research that I've done, and basically the stereotypes in media and television shows and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about television shows. Oh, what joy. So, if you watch a lot of TV, or you have a Tumblr, or whatever, you'll know the 3 main shows I'm going to talk about. And the 3 main shows, for me, that have, that are very well known and have asexual characters are Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Who, and The Big Bang Theory. And I talk about all 3 of those in my paper, and I've deconstructed them a little bit. And basically, Sherlock is seen as asexual, because, he's even seen as asexual in the books, so it's not really that far-fetched in the BBC television. Some people see him as asexual, but some people don't. A lot of people ship him with John, a lot of people ship him with Irene. Some people ship him with Irene and John as asexual. Some people ship him with Irene and John not asexual. All ships are fine. I think I've said that before. Every ship is valid. It's cool. It's just what you want. So with Doctor Who, it's the same sort of thing. There are ships with the Doctor. Let's see, Rose and 10 and 9 is a thing, and, what is it, River Song, there's even TARDIS and the Doctor, and all those are valid. Some people have it asexual, and some people have it non-asexual. All ships are valid. That's fine. And then with The Big Bang Theory, actually on TBS, they have it as, they have profiles for all of the characters, and for Sheldon it actually says that he is asexual. It has a little bit of weird wording, and I don't remember what it is, and I don't really want to look it up, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd like to just finish this if you don't mind. So if you want to check that out, go to tbs.com. Maybe I'll put a link somewhere. I don't know. But he is asexual. He does have a girlfriend. What is it? Amy? Farrah Fowler. I have all 5 seasons. I haven't gotten the 6th one yet. I have all 5 seasons. Quite literally. This is only 4 of them, but there's the other one somewhere around. I don't know where it is. I watched it all because of this paper that I did, and I hold fast to my idea that Sheldon is asexual, and I think it's really cool that TBS has actually come out and said that they're asexual. For Sherlock and Doctor Who, there is no such reassurance behind that. There's no place that says, that Sherlock and the Doctor are asexual. In fact, Moffat, who writes for Sherlock and Doctor Who, he's not the writer, but he's a writer, says that asexuality is boring, and so I don't really think that it's supposed to be written that way, whereas I think Big Bang is supposed to be written that Sheldon is asexual with that assumption. Um, so I don't think that Sherlock and Doctor Who are supposed to be asexual, but it's kind of cool that it turned out to be that way, or that it can be read that way. So one thing I like to address, though, is the idea of stereotypes in things like this, because I research a lot on queer film, so gay, lesbian, bi, trans, and now asexual in film and / TV shows. And so I have read a lot about the idea of the pansy character in early film, and that is the male gay character seen as the wimp. Very flamboyant, very, talks with a lisp, does all the girly things, and that is seen as the quintessential gay character, gay man. And we still have that stereotype now, the pansy character. A lot of times when someone talks about a gay man, it's like, my gaydar went off because he's like really flamboyant. But gay men don't have to be flamboyant to be gay. And the same thing goes with asexuals. Statistically, there are more females than men who are out as asexual, at least in a lot of the research that's been done, which there hasn't been a lot of research, but in the research that has been done, statistically, they're showing more females than males. All 3 of these TV shows have male characters. So that's a little bit abnormal, I think, for like the asexual community, considering that there's no demographic for a female at all. Even if you add in Supernatural, which some people say that Castiel is asexual, which I think there's less people who identify him as asexual than like all the other 3. But even if you add in him, there's still not a whole lot of female characters there. So if we go along with these television shows, we see sort of a pan line for what asexuality is. And if asexuality, being a minority that's growing, is going to be more of a public topic, it may very well go through the history, somewhat like gay film and the gay movement, LGBT film and the LGBT movement, where there isn't a whole lot in the beginning, and then it starts to come out, it's going to go through the curb and everything. And it very well might have a stereotype of its own, which could be the male, intellectual, antisocial. Especially the intellectual. All 3 of the characters that I mentioned are very intellectual. They are known for their brains. They're known for how they think. And that's not exactly a characteristic of all asexuals. Asexuals come in every shape and size. And there's no real identifier for asexuals. I don't have to have a mole on my right cheek in order to be asexual. I don't have to act a certain way to be asexual. I don't have to dress a certain way to be asexual. And so stereotypes could be a problem in the future, and I think that's really interesting, especially because a lot of the films are showing, well, not films, a lot of the television shows are showing it as these male intellectual types that are antisocial. And especially if we're going to go through the antisocial, I'm a very social person. I mean, I have my times as not being a social person. Sometimes I like to stay home. I don't like to party too often, but I have a wide variety of friends. I wouldn't consider myself like Sherlock in that regard, So it very well could come. It's very cool that we have asexual characters, but it also could come and bite us in the butt later on. So anyway, I just really like to think about those sort of things, and I know it's not really a stereotype, but it could be a stereotype in the future. So if you guys want to look at more problems asexuals face, you guys can check out the other videos happening this week. Hopefully I won't have to do this one again, and this one will get uploaded. Trying really hard not to fall asleep while I'm doing this.